Hi everyone, welcome to our All Signs Yule reading. I'm going to be pulling, or actually I already pulled, and I'll show you. I have notes in my special little book. Some of you may know how important special little books are. These are all the cards I pulled for all the signs, so you can see that I already did it, and you can screenshot it if you want to check what I put out for you. I'm just trying to save time here. I don't have a lot. As you may have noticed, I haven't posted anything hardly at all. So that makes me sad because I really wanted to use this deck, the Seasons of the Witch Yule Oracle. Some of you may have heard me say it is my favorite Oracle deck. And unfortunately, I've only really used it in personal readings. I might have used it for the Capricorn or the Pisces reading. And I know I owe Virgo a reading, and I basically have that. It just hasn't really felt right to release it. So I've kind of been holding on to it, and mostly it's just that my energy doesn't feel right. I feel too stressed and rushed, and there's just too many, 3D problems, not really problems, but just tasks, going on right now. And I just don't feel clear enough for a long enough time. So anyway, I don't want to go on and on and on, although I do feel like I should chat since I haven't said much at all. But let's just get into it. I'm going to start with Virgo because I do owe Virgo reading, right? So Virgo, we're going to prioritize you, and I'm going to put out your cards. Hold 3 for everyone, and of course you can't see them, and I'll fix it in 1 second, and I'll get your oracle out. Okay, let's see, how can we do this? This is your oracle. It is the unknown, number 41. Let's see what we can do here. This is totally makeshift. I apologize, guys. Yeah, you can't see these. Alright, well, you got the Knight of Pentacles, Virgo, 7 of Wands, and the Strength card. Okay? Now, I'm not going to read all of the... Let me see if I can fix this so that you can see. No? What about if I put them up closer? Still not really. Sorry, I should have tested this better. But of course, I kicked my little bench here right before I started filming. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to deal with this, okay? I'll put the oracles up. It's the best I can do. So, I'm not gonna read all the oracles, but I am gonna read yours, Virgo. The unknown card is about potential, creativity, and risk. It says, think on it, and you will stumble, for the heart is a ghost upon the unknown. Let it bleed into the depths, bearing nothing but desire. Okay? The rest of it says, the unknown is wide open to you now, and pulling this card is a sign that your creative power and ability to manifest your dreams is growing. Take advantage of this unusual period of support and abundance. Visualize all of your deepest desires and greatest wishes. Be the master of your canvas and paint the image of your dreams. Will you dare to entertain your biggest goals? The unknown requires you to be willing to take a risk. What you want cannot be achieved from a place of comfort or in doing what you already know. With significant risk comes great rewards, and the unknown says now is the time to take a leap of faith. Do not be afraid to fail. Even failure has values and lessons that help you grow. Be bold and be willing to go against conformity for the sake of freedom and divine alignment with your soul's purpose. And, I mean, I kind of could leave yours there because I think that's exactly what the whole point is here. We have you and the Knight of Pentacles. I mean, first of all, this overall, this energy feels pretty defensive, a little tense, and I don't particularly like it, but the energy's here to be shifted, right? So the Knight of Pentacles, he's the opposite of taking a risk. He's overly cautious. He's very slow. He's very methodical. He kind of overthinks and overplans. He is a Virgo card. And then we have the Seven of Wands here, which, I mean, that can be a good card. That can be you standing up for yourself. That can be you, you know, making noise, fighting the good fight, defending your position. Or it can be a card of defensiveness, right? And like, boundaries are boundaries. They can keep things out, or they can protect us and maintain our position. So it's kind of iffy for me, right? It's depending upon how you're using this energy. And then we have the Strength card, and I think this is the key here, which is pretty typical of a major arcana coming up in your spread regardless. This is the energy you need to channel. The Strength card can be a lot of things. It can be about patience. It can be about planning and being methodical. But on the flip side of that, it's also about being daring, being a little crazy, taking the risk, right? I think the challenge here, metaphorically speaking, is for you to put your hand in the lion's mouth, whatever that means for you. You need to be brave. You need to seize the day, whatever the context is within your life. That's what the Yule messages from Spirit are challenging you to do right now, is saddle up and don't be afraid to stand out. Don't be afraid of criticism. The Seven of Wands is also about, you know, knowing that you know. It's a card of conviction, which is when you know something's right for you, or you know something's wrong, or whatever the case may be, you have the courage to stand up and say so. So I feel like that's basically, in a nutshell, it's pretty clear to me what is being said here, despite the unknown, right? Because we're starting out with the Oracle, which is the unknown. So the unknown's always scary. But you can channel that fear, right, into excitement. And you can like psych yourself up in your mind of all the things you know to be true, of all the rewards on the horizon. They're going to come to you when you flex, so to speak. I don't know why I just got that word in my mind, but flex is the word that's coming to mind, and that does fit with the Strength card, because the Strength card is a little bit like flexing. Like, hey, look what I can do. Look how brave I am, right? I'm wrapping my arms around this lion, and I'm just fearless. So I think that's pretty much it, Virgo. It's pretty straightforward to me. But all three of these cards are kind of like, you know, you can go this way or you can go that way. So it almost feels like there's a choice here to be made on your part of how you want to use that energy. Do you want to be brave, or do you want to curl up in a ball and overthink it and be patient? And, you know, do you want to be the lion? Do you want to be tamed, or do you want to be the lion tamer? So that's what I got, Virgo. I'm going to move on to actually Aries now. So Aries, give me 1 second to set up. I'm doing the best I can to make this as quick as I can. So your Oracle. For you, we got number 11, which is falling in love, as I throw it across. So falling in love, Aries, at first glance, this is, it's kind of sweet. But then we pull out the cards here. And I have the Five of Swords reversed, the Moon, and the Two of Wands. And similarly to what I just told Virgo, I feel like the choice here is yours. I feel like you can go one way with the energy, or you can go another way with the energy. Five of Swords reversed, the Moon, and we're ending with the Two of Wands, okay? My setup's not working, so I'll hold them up as I talk, or maybe I won't. So I'm not really going to read much of your card. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the keywords are losing control, connection, and partnership. And for some of you, maybe this is roses and sunshine. Maybe you are overcoming some sort of, fight, some sort of miscommunication, some sort of battle that you were fighting with somebody else. And maybe you are moving ahead, with the Moon card here. And maybe the path isn't so clear, but you can see that big bright moon, right? So you know where you want to go. You have a goal, you have your mind set on a particular, can't help but notice similarity here between him holding this, actually kind of looks like a moon. It's usually the world, but it actually kind of looks like the full moon. The full moon might be important. Well, we just had one a couple weeks ago. We have another one coming up in another couple weeks, so you take your pick. But that might be of significance to some of you. Anyway, as I was saying, maybe you are overcoming something. Maybe you are kind of feeling the fear and doing it anyway and going forward and having the courage to fall in love, right? Maybe you're letting go here and surrendering to something great. And maybe it's just at the beginning stages of kind of figuring out where the path is going to lead. But I do feel like there's some guidance here happening with this giant moon. So that's the positive spin that I see here. For others of you, I feel a little more conflicted about it. I feel like I said, there's a choice, and it's your choice. You can feel the fear and do it anyway. You can take the leap here. You can grab onto that wand. You see how one person's holding one wand, the other guy's holding the other wand, and he's holding whatever he has in his other hand. It could be a crystal ball, I don't know. But I feel like all of these things are relevant to bring up right now. It's like the path. You just need to take it. But as of yet, we're not really taking it, right? So I feel like that's the risk here, is kind of not having the courage, not being brave, not taking the risk, and then ending up getting stuck here in the moon energy, which can be scary. It can be fear. And then, staying stuck and just being stuck at the crossroads here, where all you're really doing is thinking and imagining and not taking action. Because the Five of Swords reversed to me can go either way. It can be a card of giving up and surrendering, or it can be a card of real courage and action. It just depends on how you use it. And I said something similar to Virgo, but I do think it's a similar message here. For you, this is surrounding love, either love with another person, or as this card also talks about, finding ways to love your life, finding ways to be excited about life again. And I feel like either way, that's the case, right? You just have to decide how bad you want it. And I mean, as an Aries, I feel hopeful that most of you are going to choose to go for it, right? Tap into that fearless energy. And like I said, feel the fear and do it anyway, because you have the wand in your hand. And you have this ball, whatever it is, whether it's the moon or a crystal ball, it doesn't really matter to me, because they both speak about psychic intuition, about seeing your future, about knowing. You just have to take the step and keep going down that path that you feel guided toward with the moon here. Okay? And that's basically what I got, Aries. The choice is yours. Alright, we're going to move on to... Oh yes, we're going to move to Sag next. Alright. Sagittarius. I decided to do yours next because some of you may be waiting for a reading for me, for a reading from me, because you were on my list. So thank you for your patience while I am all over the place lately. Okay, so Sagittarius. Your oracle is number 30, ringing the bells. Hopefully, yeah, I think is my hair covering up the oracle cards? That's cool. Okay, so with ringing the bells, the keywords are banishment and charging. Charging. We're going to read this, okay? It says, ring thy bell to cast them out. Ring thy bell and dance about. Swirl the sounds amidst the winds. Nowhere to hide, for all will ring. Oh, this is long. Okay, so we're talking about bells as musical instruments, but they also raise energy to increase rituals and the effectiveness of spells while cleansing negative energy to drive away malicious spirits. It's essential to keep your home's energy clear all year long, but especially during the winter season, when you spend more time indoors and with loved ones. And energy tends to hide in dark places and dusty corners that haven't seen a full day's sun in some time. Like your space, the soul can be full of tiny pockets of low vibrational energy that you may not realize are there. The same goes for everyday living. There could be people in your life who are full of low vibrations, but you're so used to having them in the background that you simply haven't noticed in a while. Okay? So you could be holding on to something from a past relationship that makes you sad, or it could be a friend who, despite how much you love them, brings you down a little when they're around. It may not seem like a big deal, but your energy takes a hit every time you're in the presence of a low vibrational company. Alright, so I mean, this is tricky, right? And the first card that we have out is the Seven of Swords. More tricky energy. Six of Pentacles, King of Cups. Okay, and right off the bat, and this obviously is not going to be for everyone, but the first thing I'm feeling right off the bat is, and I encourage you to flip this if it's not you, you know, if it sounds like I'm talking about somebody else, somebody you're dealing with, certainly then I am, not you, right? But the first thing that came was something about an affair with a married person, okay? Whether you're having an affair with a married person or you're a married person having an affair, I don't know. Take it if it's for you. If not, then it's not for you. But that was immediately the first, sense that I got from these cards, okay? And, I mean, I guess the only thing I'll say there is that do what you want with your life, I guess, but that's not really fair to anyone ever, right? So we are talking about fairness here in the middle. And I mean, just my personal opinion, I don't really care. I feel like tiptoeing here, but at the same time, I really don't care if I offend anyone. I mean, it's a pretty trashy way to sort of steal someone's affection, right? It's a pretty low way to win in a love situation, and I don't necessarily feel personally that it's an enduring victory, so to speak, because it wasn't attained, with pure intentions or via pure means. That's just my personal opinion, but certainly if you are with someone and you feel that they may be married and you're not aware, I might consider looking into that. But getting off of that, because that's, like I said, that's not everyone, but that was the first thing that hit me, kind of like a wave. Other than that, I do feel more tricky energy here. I feel like there's potential for some of you to be dealing with some sort of, I want to say like con artist, somebody stealing your money. I'd be very careful if you're hiring anyone to do anything, if you're giving anyone access to your financial information or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to make anyone paranoid, but certainly be diligent, because that's definitely an energy I'm feeling here. The King of Cups, when I pulled him out, he sort of came out sideways, reversed. So I didn't really, it didn't feel right, so I turned him upward, but I will say that he didn't come out fully straight. And maybe that's a message for someone. But either way, the King of Cups reversed, which for some of you, he maybe is, he can be a con man. And with the Seven of Swords here, with the Six of Pentacles, I don't like it. It could be someone literally stealing from you. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm troubled by this. So, like I said, if that seems like it might apply to you, be diligent and mindful. And, check your statements. Aside from that, though, this could just be about just being in a toxic relationship, right? Seven of Swords, Six of Pentacles, King of Cups. How do I say this? I feel like you could be in a situation where you're being used, where you're being cheated, or cheated on even. To be frank with you, if that's the situation. But I just get the sense that there's some sort of imbalance here with what you're putting in or what you're not putting in. Flip it. Like, if it's you and you're neglecting someone else, because we do have someone else showing up here, King of Cups, be honest and and face that if that's you. But I do feel like there's an imbalance here. It could simply be like, you're paying for everything in a relationship, you're supporting some bum, whatever the case may be. But I feel just a lot of different potential messages here. But those are the ones that are standing out to me. And with the ringing of the bells here, that's the ringing the bells is the oracle. So, I feel like that's this is kind of advice. This is kind of a warning. Like, it talks about banishment, right? So it's basically the universe calling it out and saying, you know, there's some sort of imbalance here. There's something that's not fair. On the Six of Pentacles, there are 3 people here. You can see the guy in the middle, and then there's 2 hands. He's giving to one, he's not giving to the other. It's a little, you know, in the background message there's sort of about, you know, ignoring one person in favor of another person. Something's out of balance. He's holding the scales of justice, but it's not really accurate because somebody's being left out. You know, 3 is a crowd. It really is. I've never, you know, even though my business name comes from Tryforce, T-R-I, in mind, I'm really not a fan of a 3-person dynamic, never have been. I think it only leads to problems. So I think the best advice is to be mindful of the situations you involve yourself in. Are they fair to you? Are they fair to the other person? Are you or they cheating the other somehow, or cheating on the other somehow? And is that fair? Is that in alignment? You know? And like I said, if the con man thing could potentially resonate, please be mindful and take heed of that. And check on your financials, right? All right, Sagittarius. I'm going to move on to Taurus. Hey, Taurus. So let me get a little organized here. Taurus. Okay, your oracle is Dove Medicine. So Dove Medicine is about forgiveness, freedom, new beginnings. And it says, thy wings are thick and strong. I see, for they have battled the most unforgiving winds. Be proud, be free, my child, go on, soar like never be. Okay, Taurus, and the cards I pulled for you: Ace of Swords, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords. And, okay, I'll show them before I say anything. Ace of Swords, 8 of Swords, 3 of Swords. Hopefully you can see the oracle. My hair is always a problem. I'm going to read this to you because honestly I just think this is so beautiful, and it's a short message. So it says, doves are gentle creatures associated with purity, freedom, and peace. Forgiveness is the dove's greatest gift, and it is through forgiving that peace and freedom can be obtained. Holding on to the past is a type of prison, keeping you trapped within things that no longer exist. Perhaps you've replayed your situation in your mind, or maybe past hurts have prevented you from welcoming new experiences into your life. Dove Medicine guides you to spread your wings and fly away from the heartache of the past. Allow yourself to forgive those who have caused you pain. Forgiveness isn't for their benefit, but for yours. As you release the old, you make space to learn to trust again and to welcome loving relationships that will support you. Okay? And I wanted to read that specifically because I knew how much it resonated with these cards that I pulled. And honestly, Taurus, I don't even know what else to say to you besides that. I mean, I think this message is mostly just a confirmation message. I feel like it's an encouragement message. I feel like you have the Ace of Swords. You're breaking free from whatever, prison you were in your mind, this heartache, something from the past, clearly. And I mean, you have the Ace now. And I think that's all there is to say about it. I mean, it's beautiful, and I think that the cards tell the same story as the oracle does. And the only thing I might add is, you know, to connect maybe with nature, with birds at this time. That's the only thing that's really standing out to me. And I hate to shortchange you, but I think the oracle message and these cards are lined up perfectly. And I feel like Spirit is saying that you have victory in this situation. You are being given freedom, you're being given clarity, and on top of that, I think you've given it to yourself, right? And if you haven't, this is your opportunity to seize it. This is your opportunity to take it. Because really, you're only hurting yourself, right? By keeping yourself stuck in the past. By not moving forward, you're just holding yourself back. You're not really punishing, you know, the other person or whoever or whatever it is that's causing you pain. You're punishing yourself. And of course, we don't want to do that. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, Taurus. It's beautiful. If I could give you the emotions I feel, I would. But I can't really put it into any more words than that. That's really all I'm going to say. Replay the oracle message if you like. I just think this is beautiful. I think you're freeing yourself here from some sort of pain and heartache that you've maybe suffered with for some time. And it's beautiful. So thank you, Taurus. Okay. Whew, got choked up a little bit there. Okay, Gemini. Okay, stuffy. Gemini, your oracle was the Yule log, number 44. And this is also pretty beautiful. So this is about letting go, creation, God, and the goddess. And it says, insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation birthed from thy. I am God, I am goddess, I am creation and the creator. Okay. So, let me see here. What do we have? Two of Wands. Okay, so the cards I got for you, Gemini, were the Two of Wands, the Three of Cups, and the World. I should probably not show you all of the World because she is partially naked, and apparently that is banned on YouTube. So yeah, I mean, this energy is beautiful. I'll try to move my hair out of the way again. I think, Gemini, this is definitely potentially about creation for some of you. But more than anything, I think this is you choosing to celebrate life. I think this is you potentially celebrating some kind of accomplishment, achievement. I mean, it could be like a new business venture, a new home, or it could be about homecoming. It could be traveling to visit family or friends, obviously. That's the time of year we're in, right? But more than anything, I think that this is about celebrating life, which is kind of what I feel on the Yule log. And you know what? I'll read you what it says. It says, Yule logs are burned for 12 days and represent the rising sun and the birth of a new sun god. Yule logs are decorated with all kinds of Christmas cheer, and when it is lit, each member of your household gets to take a turn tossing in anything you'd like to release from the year. Each person gets to set an intention for what they hope to call into their lives. Yule logs represent the beautiful cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. When we clear out the old, we make space for all the beauty left to come. Creation is a harmonic blend of both destruction and building. Some things must be cleared and destroyed so that you have room to welcome in something new. Channel the energy of the goddess by healing and letting go of anything holding you back. Then channel the power of the god by invoking action, courage, and determination. Both energies, male and female, are required to be successful in your dreams, goals, and manifestations. Yule log reminds you that what you wish for will take more than one approach. Well, that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that last sentence, but okay. So for some of you, yes, there might be something here about needing to let go of an old life to step into a new one, right? The Two of Wands is kind of that energy. He is kind of the idea, not so much on this particular card, because on this particular card there are two wands, and it looks like somebody else's hand is holding that one wand, and this guy's hand is on the other one, but he's holding this, whatever this is, right? Crystal ball, the moon, the world. On the Rider-Waite traditional depiction, he is holding on to one wand as well, but he has the other one kind of behind him, like he's leaving it behind. So it could be about that. Instead of feeling regret or sadness or anything, you know, it's just graciously letting it go and celebrating that. Celebrating the fact that you're moving on and you're starting a whole new world for yourself in one way, you know, whether that's big or small. It just feels like a lot of celebration, a lot of community support, community encouragement. It feels very, very good, Gemini. So I don't have much else to say other than that. I mean, if you are in a position where you don't know for sure what the outcome of something is going to be, I feel like you should be very positive about that. I feel like your guides, spirit has your back. Three of Cups is often that energy for me. And yeah, the World, I mean, this is a very auspicious card for me, the World. So I feel like there's a conspiracy here to guide you toward your happiness, to guide you toward whatever it is that you've been wishing and hoping for and working for. Just don't get stuck holding on to something that's going to hold you back, right? Okay, Gemini, I don't think anything else really needs to be said. You know more than I do about whatever it is that your, goal is here, but whatever it is, you're going to achieve it, period. And I think it's beautiful. And I think it's something to celebrate. Okay, Cancer, your oracle is the Star. I already love this. Number 36. The key words are inner knowing, direction, and North Star. Your cards are the Queen of Wands, hold on, I want to see which one came out. Seven of Wands, right? Seven of Wands. And the Five of Wands. Okay, Cancer. I love this. Okay, let me read a little bit to you. It says, follow the stars, for they know best. Not too light, not too dark, a shimmer of what is coming next. We all have an inner North Star guiding us to our destiny, Your inner star speaks to you through your emotions, both good and bad. Fear speaks up when you should take caution. Joy is present when you've stumbled upon something that aligns with your soul. Sadness is a call to heal, and inspiration is fertile ground for creativity. You cannot go wrong when you follow your inner star. It is the light that will guide you home. You've pulled star in this reading to remind you to trust in your inner knowing. Your soul knows. It knows what you need, and it knows what to avoid. It knows when something doesn't feel right and when you're on the right path. Believe in your ability to understand what is right, even when you're unsure of your destination. You already know what you need at this moment. Keep following your inner North Star, and you will find your way to your purpose. Okay. Now, the oracle message is a little deeper than what I'm basically feeling off of this, which is why I wanted to read it to you in case any of that resonates. But bottom line, Cancer, and I've been feeling this energy on you for a while now, so it's kind of funny. Bottom line is, you're coming out as the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands is wholehearted energy. She goes after what she wants. She knows who she is. She knows what she wants. And, you know, she takes no prisoners, right? Queen of Wands is not someone you mess with. She's confident. She's sexy. She is, you know, she's witchy. She's intuitive. She's got that going for her. So, yeah, absolutely. The Queen of Wands knows where she's going. Seven of Wands. Standing up for yourself. Standing for your convictions, right? Knowing that you know. It's amazing to me how this all flows together. And I feel like you are defensive and you're putting your guard up against anybody that's bringing you drama, anybody that's making you question your value or your worth, any kind of conflict. You know, you're not going to stand for it because you know who you are and you know what you want and you know where you're going. And like I said, I've been feeling this energy on you for a while now where you're just like, you're not standing for it, right? You're standing up for yourself. You're standing in your power. And I think it's amazing. And I think this is yet another message of encouragement here from Spirit saying, like, look, that's exactly where you need to be. This is exactly who you need to be. And you know that. Period. The end, right? I really don't think I need to say anything else, Cancer. You're coming up as the Queen of Wands. Doesn't get too much better than that, right? I think you know, so I don't even need to tell you. I'm just going to leave it there. I can't. It's amazing. Okay. So let's move on to Leo. Leo. Your oracle, Leo, is number 19. Which is Hearth. I'll show it to you up close, which is perfect, right? Because you're Leo, you are the heart. I love it. It's one of my favorites. Naturally, because I love Leo energy. So yes, this is perfect for you. It says, keywords, warmth, light, fire energy. I mean, that is you, Leo. It says, may your warmth take in the gazing flame. Upon the shivers, they melt away. I'll just read you the whole thing. So it says, come, dear, and sit by the fire. Hearth comes to a reading when you are cold, rigid, or perhaps seeing things only from a logical perspective. You're being guided to warm your soul and to experience life from the heart. Your emotions don't care about logic or reason. The heart feels what it feels, and in this situation, your heart is wiser than your mind. Listen to your inner knowing to guide you. You may feel conflicted. Your mind might be telling you to be more practical, more responsible, or more sensible. This is your ego operating from a place of fear. Your soul knows what you need now, and it is letting you know through what you feel. Allow this wisdom to be heard, and that all will be well. Okay. So, your cards are the Eight of Pentacles, Eight of Wands, and Three of Swords. So, a lot of what the Oracle just said, right? I feel like many of you have maybe been focused on the practical side of life, working too hard perhaps, very, very busy, building something important for yourself, more in the 3D, right? And then we have the Eight of Wands and the Three of Swords. I feel like a lot of you have been working on yourself, working on your healing, working on coming back to yourself, right? The hearth, to me, that is Leo. Everything that symbolizes is Leo. And I feel like you're bouncing back from something that made you not feel so much like yourself, right? Brought you down in some way, hurt you, maybe some kind of breakup or loss, right? And I feel like maybe for a time you threw yourself into focusing on the practical, the real life things that you can control. And I mean, I don't think that's in vain. I think in a lot of ways that is a great way to bring back our confidence, right? To rebuild our sense of self, is to give ourselves like that sense of mastery, return to the things that we know we can do well, the things that we can see and feel, and you know, that can bring our esteem back. But I think the message here is that, you know, it's time to return to who you are. It's time to go toward your passions, free yourself from whatever this pain was. I think, you know, you're in a space of, you know, strength, of overcoming, and it's time to kind of break out of that and get more back into your Leo side of life. But yeah, I don't necessarily think it's black or white in that respect, you know. I think the work you've been doing has been for a purpose and has been good for you, whatever you've been kind of losing yourself in. But it's definitely time to come back to life and start appreciating, you know, who you are and living from the heart like Leos do, right? So I feel like this is a pat on the back, but also just a push out the door, you know? Go live your life. Take your nose away from the grindstone for a minute and just enjoy life, Leo. So I think if you know, tap into your heart space, you'll realize that, you know, you're ready, like you're back, right? All right, I mean, it's beautiful. Wherever you're at in that process, of course, you know, keep going. But for a lot of you, I think you're ready. And it's time to step back out into being that wholehearted, spunky, fiery Leo that you are, right? All right, thanks, Leo. I'm going to move on to Capricorn. Oh, Capricorn. Are we moving to Capricorn? Sure. Why not? I was going to do Libra, but we'll do Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. For Oracle was the Storm, and as menacing as this card is supposed to be, I immediately just feel like it's really not that big of a deal. It actually looks kind of nice to me, so take that for whatever that's worth. I'm going to move those over a little bit because my hair keeps getting in the way. So the Storm keywords are gathered energy, challenge, and change. Okay. It says, as within, and so without. There are storms a-coming. A change, without doubt. I just saw 11:11 on my clock timer. Okay. Now, Capricorn. The 3 cards I pulled for you. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. The Death card. And the Magician. And immediately right off the bat, just like that Oracle card says storm on it, and it says, you know, it feels like it's supposed to be menacing, but it doesn't really look menacing to me. It actually looks magical to me. Her hand, see how her hand is lit up there? You see? How can I show you? On the opposite side from my hand, one of her hands is glowing like she has magic in her hand. You literally got the Magician card for your final card, okay? Let me read the Oracle to you, and then I'll tell you what I think. So, I feel like I dropped something. Did I lose something? One second. Yes, okay. All right, I'm ready. So, there's a storm brewing on the horizon, and it's headed straight for you. When this card appears in a reading, you can expect massive change, upheaval, or a complete shock that throws you off your game. Such changes could be significant, like an unexpected divorce, losing a job, financial ruin, or loss of where you call home. I hope none of that is the case, Capricorn. So, okay. Ultimately, these changes will bring about something positive, although it may not seem that way at first. It may seem like the universe is determined to bring you down. This couldn't be further from the truth. The universe is only taking away the things that have been holding you back, giving you a false sense of security and shelter. When the storm clears, you'll find clarity and the tools needed to rebuild to becoming stronger. Storm brings an ominous message, but there's always time to make the best of your situation. Storms guide you to hold on for the ride rather than trying to fight a losing battle. This is an opportunity to liberate yourself from the weight that keeps you stuck in one place. Additionally, storm tends to come along when you are on the cusp of a significant spiritual shift. Change for you could manifest inwardly through the destruction of limiting beliefs rather than something external. Okay. So, it does sound menacing, doesn't it? I couldn't help but be a little bit taken aback there. I really, really hope none of you are losing your job or your home or anything catastrophic. It does feel like this could potentially be an internal change, because we have 3 of Pentacles here in reverse. To me, the 3 of Pentacles in reverse can signify a lack of cooperation from outside people, a lack of help, a lack of attention or success of a project, something like this. Something that you might take very personally, but ultimately, the 3 of Pentacles to me says that you're on your own, and for some of you it could be people who are supposed to be helping you, supposed to be supporting you, supposed to be working with you, deciding not to, or there could be some sort of, tension within a group dynamic, whether that be at work or in friends, whatever. So what I really want to say, though, immediately, what I wanted to say on the 3 of Pentacles was that I feel like it turns out you don't really need anybody, right? You don't really need their help. Like, if people are refusing to help you, or they're leaving you kind of, you know, out to dry, I feel like you don't really need them. And like the card said, it might seem terrible, it might seem awful, but whatever it is, it's throwing you into some sort of transformation. It's like causing a major spiritual shift or a major change within yourself. It's like you're being thrown into this situation on your own, or whatever the case may be. You're being forced to kind of rely on yourself, which I don't think is a foreign concept to most Capricorns, right? But whatever this is causing something profound within you. And we end on the Magician. The Magician has all of his tools, and he knows how to use them. He can manifest whatever he wants into existence, right? He is magic. So I just kind of want to say, like, whatever it is that's causing you grief, or whatever the situation is, they're doing you a favor. They are giving you extra tools, extra experience, something that you need to throw you into a position of power. You know, I mean, it comes with 2 major arcanas after the 3 of Pentacles reversed. 3 of Pentacles reversed is nothing up next to the Death card and the Magician. I mean, this is like powerful spiritual ascension or awakening. It doesn't have to be spiritual, though. It's just like putting you in a position of power. So whatever this is, if you can withstand the storm and, you know, put all your Capricorn can-do spirit into it, I definitely feel like you're going to come out on top at the end of the day. So just remember that, okay? It's not what it seems. The storm is actually giving you power. You know, the lightning is it's coming into your hand, the palm of your hand. So don't fear the storm, right? All right, Capricorn. That was number 37, by the way, that card. Is that right? Yeah, I don't remember saying that, but I wanted to say it in case I didn't. Okay, and now I'm going to move on to Libra. Libra. All right, Libra, your oracle is solstice. Get that so you can see it. No light, no light. Is that good? Number 34. Oh, what was that? Oh, extra decks. I'm going to need that for Scorpio. Okay. So, sorry, Libra. Scorpio was intruding upon your reading. Maybe that is significant. So the keywords for solstice are ignited fire within, finding self, and truth. It says, all hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are waiting your glory, your name. Okay? I'm going to read this to you. It says, we all experience times when you feel the need to retreat, hide, and lick your wounds. This is especially true after experiencing a betrayal, displacement, a significant life change, or a brutal loss. Slipping away into the darkness is a critical part of healing. It allows you time away from other people's often critical eye to break down and purge the emotional weight you're carrying. However, one must be careful about spending too much time in this healing space. You can become lost in the comfort of darkness and forget to come back to the light where others have the joy of basking in your glory. Solstice asks you to permit yourself to let your inner light shine. You've hidden your beauty for far too long. You may be feeling vulnerable and afraid, but know there are people out there who want what you have to offer. Having a breakdown isn't a fun process, but building yourself back up can be a truly liberating and beautiful experience. It's time to rise from the ashes, sacred one, and allow yourself to fly. Whew, okay. So, your tarot, Libra, for the Three of Wands, Page of Pentacles, and the Seven of Wands. So, I mean, we're talking about healing and betrayal and heartbreak and all, having a breakdown, right? And we got the Seven of Swords coming out. So there is potential here, Libra, that some of you might have been dealing with some sort of liar, cheater, stealer sort of person in the past. I can't help but notice that all three of these cards are looking into the past. See? He's looking to the left, to the left, to the left. So I sort of feel like all of these cards are talking about the past. And actually, Libra, I almost forgot to tell you. When I was pulling tarot for you, I wrote a note, but I forgot. I'm not looking at my notebook. I forgot to mention, I did get a bunch of cards coming out. These are the first three, and I was only looking for 3. So I took them, but I made a note of the other cards that came out, and there were 3 more. And it was the King of Wands, the Chariot, and the Ten of Pentacles, Libra, which is very, very different energy. I'm not going to get those cards out, but I don't really need to. I feel like, well, for some of you, okay, you were waiting for some sort of opportunity. You were hopeful, you were envisioning a future of some sort here, maybe waiting on a person, and I feel like this person slipped through your hands. I feel like they got away. 7 of Swords, I'm feeling sort of like the one that got away sort of energy off of that card with these other 2 cards. So I feel like maybe you expected a different outcome and you were waiting for things to change and they didn't, and maybe that was disappointing. But with the Page of Pentacles in the center, I do feel like there was some sort of lesson in that, and I feel, given that I got the King of Wands, the Chariot, and the Ten of Pentacles coming out with it, I feel like you've reached a point where you've learned that lesson, right? And I feel like it is kind of time to come out of that licking your wounds energy, come out of the pity party, and realize, King of Wands, Chariot, that you've actually made a lot of progress in building yourself back up. You've actually overcome a whole lot. Whatever it was that you had to overcome, the Chariot tells me that you have. It tells me that you're ready to move on. The King of Wands tells me that you have an idea of what you want, that you're starting to get your passions back, your confidence back. And with the Ten of Pentacles, that tells me you have your sights set on something permanent, that you're thinking about your legacy, you're thinking about the long term. You know, you've got a more serious, grounded mindset here. And I feel, like I said, since these cards did come out, I put them back, but I wrote them down so I could tell you. And I'm just not putting it together as we go here. I feel like you're equipped and you're ready, Libra. Chariot, King of Wands. I mean, those two cards together, that's going for it energy, right? That's not Three of Wands waiting at the shore for your ships to come in. That's going, you know, that's being the damn ship. That's going for it. And I feel like that's what we're talking about here, is that it's time to go for it. It's time to get serious. It's time to take charge of your life. King of Wands, Chariot. Take your power back. And Ten of Pentacles, I mean, you know, it's a lot different than the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is learning. The Page of Pentacles is a student, right? He can be immature energy. He can be sort of a place of, immaturity, lacking resources, lacking knowledge, lacking real world experience. But we've jumped to the King of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles. I feel like maybe we've spent too long in that solitary hermit space of licking our wounds, right? Because we're ready for that next step, whatever that Ten of Pentacles is, whatever that next cycle is of life for you, wherever you're at. I think you're ready to run toward it. And I think you should. Solstice, I mean, it's time. Solstice is about a new day, right? The turning of the leaf from the darkest night, moving toward the light again. And I think it's time, Libra. Whatever that means for you, whatever the next phase is for you, I think you're ready, and you know you're ready. And that's really all I have to say. Thank you, Libra. I'm going to move on to Scorpio now. Okay, Scorpio. All right, so we have to have more of a talk about your oracles. The card we ended up with was Ceremony. That's what it looks like, but she's naked, so I should put her up here. But there, take a quick look at it. I'm going to put it back there. Hopefully no one on YouTube notices that she doesn't have any clothes on underneath that veil. Okay, so the key words here are rite of passage, direction, and intention. It says, I call upon those heralds of winter, dimming light for better sight. Hear thy praise spilling from thy lips, a spell I'll cast for thy spirits in me. Okay, so it says, you've pulled Ceremony because you are ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small for who you're becoming. I can't read, I'm sorry. You are ready to expand and to start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. If you ever doubt yourself, know that you have earned your seat at this new table through the lessons, challenges, and hardships you have previously endured. You may wish to perform a ceremony of your own to cement your commitment to a new direction. Okay. So that was the card I ended up taking for you. But I did want to tell you that these other cards came out. It was kind of a mess, okay? At first, You got the same card that Sagittarius got, ringing the bells. And I forgot to mention this to Sagittarius, so I guess it's not important. But so far, I mean, you were the third to last sign I did. And so far, no one had gotten a duplicate. So when I saw this, I was like, no, that's what Sagittarius got. And since Scorpio and Sagittarius are right next to each other, I felt like it could be residual energy from Sagittarius. So if you resonate with Sagittarius energy, if you're on the cusp, whatever the case may be, maybe you want to watch the Sagittarius. But I put it back. If you want that oracle, I think I read it. Maybe not, and it's all of it, but I read some of it in that reading if you want to check that out. But other cards, so I put it back, I reshuffled, and then I got a bunch of cards, okay? And I bookmarked them so I could show you. We have Merriment, number 21. Light, number 20. And Feasting, okay, number 14. And let me just point out the similarity between these two cards in imagery, right? It's a lot of light there. There's a lot of merriment, light, feasting. I mean, these are all cards to me that speak to like abundance, to shining, to just amazing energy, right? Happiness, nourishment, being the light and shining. And I feel like ceremony is sort of similar, so we're going to stick with that. But in general, Scorpio, I just feel like your energy is kind of amazing, so I felt a little bit compelled to sort of gas you up. I feel like that's kind of like what Spirit's calling for, is to encourage you, to tell you not to doubt yourself, to tell you, you know, shine your light, feel your light, don't be afraid of it. And, you know, you've earned a time of happiness, a time of rejoicing, of celebrating yourself, whatever the case might be specifically. I can't talk, I just saw 444. Whatever it is for you, you know, you've earned this. You deserve it. So don't lose sight of that. Don't doubt yourself, right? Okay. So, that being said, the tarot I pulled for you, first card out was Temperance, which I find strange, once again, because that's a card of Sagittarius. Six of Swords. And the Seven of Swords. Okay. So for some of you, you have been able, or you're being called to turn a bad situation into a good situation, to alchemize some sort of tricky, unfortunate energy. I don't really get a specific vibe. It doesn't feel too treacherous, but I will say that it feels like some sort of setback, right? Some sort of maybe trickster energy that was trying to trip you up or bring you down. I feel like you're in the process right now, or you already have turned that situation around and made it work for yourself. And, maybe it took some strategy, maybe it took some patience, maybe you had to think outside the box to outsmart this person, right? With the Seven of Swords here. Maybe you had to use unconventional tactics to get yourself out of some sort of just crappy situation, right? You might have had to sacrifice something or give up something with the Six of Swords. But whatever it is, whatever it took out of you to get to a better place, I feel like you have, and you're doing that. Okay, if you don't feel like you have yet, you're on your way, you're doing that. Temperance is the alchemist. Temperance is, you know, it's sort of like turning water into wine. And I feel like with the Temperance and the Six of Swords together, I feel like some of you are on the path to glory. Some of you are really moving into your element, some sort of like a phase of success in your life, whatever that means to you. Like it's like you're on your way to a point where, you know, you're really going to be able to be like, you know, I made it. I did this. I earned this. Like this is for me. And the Seven of Swords is, and the Oracle combined, is making me feel like there might be a little bit of a like imposter syndrome creeping into your head. And I feel like that's just a warning. It's just a like spirit trying to nip that and just tell you straight out, like, you know, don't go there. Don't go there. We all feel that. We all feel imposter syndrome, especially when we've made it, especially when we've accomplished something, especially when we finally get to that place of belonging, right? That place of earning our spot. That's when it really creeps in. And I was just talking to someone about this not that long ago. It's like we all feel that. We all you know, we're all susceptible to that sometimes. Or it's like, what am I doing here? I don't know what I'm doing. I don't, you know, I feel it all the time. I feel it all the time, especially when I read for myself, because I can't, because it's just like, it just feels all like mumbo jumbo when I read tarot for myself. I start to tell myself, like, I don't know anything. Like, I can't read tarot. I'm stupid. You know, like just constantly I have thoughts like that, you know, or I get tripped up sometimes and like a message doesn't come to me like in the moment, and it'll hit me later. And I'm like, damn it, how did I miss that? You know, like we all go through that regardless of what your thing is, you know, whatever it is that you are working on, whatever it is you're good at, your passion, your job, whatever. Like, we all have those days, right? And I think that's how you know that you're humble. That's how you know that you're not somebody who's just going to be lazy and be like, oh, well, I already learned everything I need to know, right? It's exactly how you need to be. You always need to be open to like getting better, because the people who rest on their laurels and think that they've, you know, got it made, that they're, you know, that's it, they get stuck. So use that. If you start feeling imposter syndrome, use that energy to motivate yourself to just get that more better, you know? But yeah, Scorpio, I feel like take the win, take the success, take the celebration. You earned it. You deserve it. And don't doubt that. I feel like that's what we need to say here. All right. Thanks, Scorpio. I'm going to move on to Aquarius. Okay, let's see. Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius. Your oracle card is Poinsettia, number 27. Could be your birthday, could be your age. I like how that lined up. Okay, Poinsettia. Keywords here are beauty and darkness, transformation, and shadow work. I have a special on my shadow work readings running right now, Aquarius. They are half price. You can purchase them on Etsy. Links should be, I don't know if it's in the description box or not, but it's definitely on my About section of my page. Just FYI. So this card says, Cast the shadows, scream silence at them. What lurks inside transforms into the most beautiful of beauty. Oh, and this is very long. So let's see, we're talking about poinsettias themselves, and you can look up the history and all of that if you want. But it does say here that they must remain in complete darkness for at least 12 hours a day over 5 days. A process called photoperiodism. There's an important lesson here. Poinsettias show us the way to finding beauty in dark spaces. You've pulled this card because your hardships, mistakes, and shortcomings are your beauty in the darkness. You may feel called to hide them for a time where they will slowly morph into something new. When they're finally free to come to light, you will find your mistakes are stunning representations of your strength and determination to succeed despite your past. But these parts of you cannot come to light without your help. They must be recovered if they are ever to be admired in the light. This process is called shadow work, and when you are brave enough to enter the darkness, you will return wholly transformed. You're being guided to seek out your hidden parts. You may think others will judge you for things that you've done. That is a natural feeling to have. But know this, those parts have made you who you are. They give you character where others are hollow, and they've taught you lessons that have contributed to your growth. There is still so much to learn from these parts. Okay, so your tarot, Aquarius, Seven of Swords, first card out, King of Cups, the Sun. Okay, so right away here, I will say, Aquarius, that if I had to pick a sign who overall I felt was most in need of shadow work, it would be Aquarius. So that doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Seven of Swords, King of Cups, the Sun. Well, Seven of Swords is a card of being dishonest. It's the card of the liar, the cheater, the stealer, right? It's somebody who isn't trustworthy or doesn't trust other people, or both, because that can be a cycle, right? I've seen this in a lot of people where they are liars, so they assume that other people are liars, right? Simple projection. And then it just goes in the cycle. So it could go either way. You choose. But with these other cards here, I do think that it's you. It's you that's lying. The King of Cups. When I put those two together, I feel like that's you lying about your emotions, you lying about your feelings. The King of Cups is very in touch with his feelings. He's emotionally stable. He's emotionally grounded, right? He knows how to stay calm within the storm, so to speak, because he is secure, right? He's secure in who he is. He knows how he feels. He knows how to express himself. Because when we don't express ourselves, when we lie to ourselves, when we bury things in the shadows, it turns into all kinds of weird mind games and tricks, and we have to kind of make up excuses. I honestly don't really know because that's not really the type of stuff that I do to myself. I don't really see the point in doing that kind of stuff to myself, but I am familiar in navigating it in other people. I do have a little bit of background in psychology, so I know how that works a little bit. When you tell yourself one lie, you have to tell yourself more and more lies after that. And when you deny yourself your emotions, you're denying yourself your truth, you're denying yourself fulfillment, happiness, all of these things. And you're also denying it potentially to another person. Because if you lie about how you feel about a person, then you're not giving them access to their own reality and their own truth either. You know, like if you, for example, like if you love someone and you tell them that you don't, you pretend that you don't, very Aquarius thing to do, then, you know, they go about their life thinking that you don't care. And I mean, that's a lie. So you're allowing them to live a lie. I don't know. These are all things I have a big problem with. And that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting off of this Seven of Swords and this King of Cups. And the bottom line, the reason that we do these things, if and when we do them, is because we're afraid, because we're insecure, because we aren't confident in, you know, other people's judgments of us. We're not confident in our own story and our own experiences, because maybe we haven't processed them yet, so we don't even know how we feel about them. So how could we share them with someone else? You know, it's a lot of muck that I'm slipping into right now, Aquarius. So I'm just gonna stop myself there, but I'm just trying to let you know what we're talking about here, because I think that is what we're talking about here. It doesn't have to involve another person. This doesn't have to be about love, but this is about your own emotions. This is about how you feel about things that you've experienced, right? And this could be about somebody who, you know, lied and cheated and stole from you. I don't know. But I can see right here that you're lying to yourself about how you feel about it. You're lying to yourself about the anger or the hurt or whatever it is. You're lying to yourself about the effect that it had on you. You're lying to yourself about the fact that you need to heal it, about the fact that these situations or this situation, whatever it is, stands between you and your path to happiness, your path to fulfillment. So until you heal the bullshit, whatever that is for you, we all have it. So I don't know what it is for you specifically, but you know. And if you don't, you need to sit with it and be honest with yourself and figure it out. You know whatever this bullshit is. Until you heal it, there's always going to be something holding you back from happiness. There's always going to be something holding you back from being your authentic, true self, and you're never actually going to be truly free, right? Truth is freedom. And if you aren't honest with yourself, you can't be honest with other people, and that's actually a very destructive way to go about life. So you need to heal it, but before you can heal it, you have to be honest with yourself about the fact that it's there and that it needs to be healed. And that's really what's brave, okay? All of these weird mind games telling yourself, I don't care about anybody, I'm fine, I'm cold, I'm callous, that's weak, actually. That's actually weakness. Because what's actually brave, what's actually strong, is caring and admitting you care and having the balls to say that you care to the people you care about and risking that rejection, right? That's brave. That takes balls. This doesn't. So I think that's what we're talking about here, Aquarius. Having the balls to admit that you have things to deal with, and then having even bigger balls to deal with them. And it's all for your own good. It's all for the own sake of your own happiness. Because all these things hold you back. I see it all the time, especially with Aquarius. That's why I'm coming down on you so hard. Because I've seen pretty much every single Aquarius I know do this to themselves. So legit. You need to get real honest with yourself. You need to drop the sociopath exterior persona and get down to brass tacks. And, you know, at least at the very least, care about your own happiness. Care about your own fulfillment. All right, I'm going to move on to Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces. Whew. All right, Pisces. I got a little riled up and long-winded with the Aquarius. So let's move on to something better. Pisces, your oracle is number 15, the Forest. Okay? I'm going to read this to you because you're the last sign and you're my favorite sign, Pisces. And this actually looks amazing, okay? So the Forest. Keywords here are strength, patience, and grounding. It is without question a place of mystery, whispers of power you've forgotten. Let thy strength crawl from beneath the ground and remind you, dear child, you are magic. Okay, how long is this? All right, it's not that long. All right, I'm going to read it. It's time to dig deeper roots. Find your sacred soul and build a stronger foundation. Walk through any forest and you will see ancient trees reaching high into the sky. But they didn't start off this way. Delicate roots had to dig deep into the earth to prepare these massive trees to stand tall for years to come. Even harsh winters and brutal storms couldn't bring them down. Forest guides you to build a stronger foundation and to remember that success takes time. Be consistent in your efforts. Gather your resources. Plan and reflect. Your goal is not something that can be achieved overnight, but it is on the path to success. The Forest card represents long-term planning, but also lasting power and influence. Pulling this card is a positive sign that you will be recognized for your efforts and commitment. Furthermore, continue with what works. There's no need to take risks at this time. Okay. Told you it was beautiful. And what I think is funny is that your tarot just confirms that. 10 of Pentacles. It's literally focusing on deep roots. Literally focusing on your legacy, reaching for the sky, right? Tree of life, family tree. The Hanged Man. You are the only sign, Pisces, that had their own major arcana come out in their reading. I don't think it's a coincidence. As I've said a million times, Pisces, we are winning. Those of us who have done the work, those of us who are on the path, doing the right things, taking our time, putting in the work, we're winning. Okay? And this is a symbol of that. It's a symbol to that commitment, right? To the sacrifices that we've made, to the time, to the patience, and the mental and spiritual energy, physical energy even, that we've put in to getting to this point. And we're on the precipice of it. Judgment is here, Pisces. Judgment is here, okay? I feel like we're heading to Judgment Day, at which time we will be rewarded for all of the work that we've done, Hanged Man, all the sacrifices that we've made, all the patience that we've had, right? And we've been playing the long game, right? Because we have been playing the long game. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like everything we've ever wanted is within our grasp, Pisces. I feel like it's coming. I feel like for some of you, this is spiritual enlightenment. It's ascension, right? Hanged Man, judgment. Spirit sees the work. Spirit sees what we've been through, what we've had to do to get here. And I feel like this is an acknowledgement of that. What do we have? 10, 12, 20. Sorry, I just wanted to look at the numerology a little bit. 2012, 2010. Okay, sorry. I'll get off of that. I won't go on a tangent about dates and things like this. What was our card? 15. Okay, anyway, snap back. Come back, Amy, come back. Point is, Pisces, I feel like this is an acknowledgement from Spirit of the patience we've had, for sure, the endurance that we've had, all the uncomfortable positions that we've been put in through our own doing or through the doing of others. And I think Judgment Day is coming, and I think that we're going to be blessed. I think the 10 of Pentacles is in our future. It might be right here in the present right now for some of us, within our grasp and our fingertips. And I feel like we deserve it. I feel like we've earned it. And if you aren't feeling so confident, just hold on, right? Hold on for one more day, Pisces, because it's coming. Judgment Day is coming. And that's what I have. If you happen to be someone other than a Pisces, thank you for watching. But thank you, Pisces, also for being here. That concludes my Yule messages. I hope you all have a fantastic holiday and Happy New Year. I will see you soon.